What up, YouTube? It's your man, Beefy Big Guns. We out here! Woo! Breathe it in. We're not outside at all. It's full tilt canning season right now, so we're gonna make some spicy dill pickles. Let's go! So first things first, I sliced these cucumbers recently. They've been in the fridge for a couple days. It was just about putting the time together to get them done. The absolute first thing that you got to do is sanitize jars. These have already been through the soapy water. Next, they're going to go really sanitize and get a steam bath in our water. It's of maximum importance to sanitize your jars when you do this stuff. It's huge. Making pickles requires a boiling water bath. This isn't pressure canning. Pressure canning's too hot, too severe. It'll just turn your pickles into mush. Nobody wants that. So, we do the boil on this one, and it's a little bit of a laborious process, but the pickles end up turning out great. So that's all that really matters about it. And we're gonna come up with some quarts of them today. It's gonna be rad. Ew! The first thing involved in the process is getting a good pot of boiling water going. It takes a while, especially on an electric stove. We got to get all these jars in here to sanitize. They need at least 10 minutes to sit in here and get boiled out, steamed out. The unfilled jars go in so they can steam for 10 minutes to really sterilize them. That's super important. The jars are in there sterilizing. That's awesome. In the meantime, we need to get the stuff ready for packing the inside of the jars. Now, that's a few things. You gotta sterilize some brine. You gotta get your ingredients in there. I'm gonna have out dill, leaf that I bought from the store. We'll get our herbs right next year. I got onion going in, black peppercorns, garlic. We gotta peel all that stuff and get it ready. When you're doing pickling like this, your brine is super important. And I've made some brines that kind of suck. But I figured out how to do it pretty well, pretty consistently. And so that's what I do. My brine is 6 cups water, 6 cups vinegar. In this instance, I have 4 cups of white distilled vinegar and 2 cups of apple cider vinegar in the mix. Then I add 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and I add 3/4 of a cup of canning salt. Now that's a finer grind than regular salt. If I have only regular salt, that's when I use a full cup. Alright fam, our jars are pretty much packed here. What's all in there is some onion, some Fresno chili. I got a couple with serranos in them too. A clove of garlic, dill, peppercorns, and those little white beads on the bottom that you see in some of them. It's in every one of them though. The little white beads on the bottom is pickle crisp. You gotta have them in pickles, in my opinion. It just makes a better product. We're gonna pack those jars, get our lids warmed up in the water so they stick well, and we're getting close to putting them in. Yes! Our jars are packed with the cucumbers now. Get those cucumbers in there as tight as you can get them. It'll prevent them from floating, or at least help in that process. At this point, we're going to ladle the brine onto these jars. Right up to about that rim is perfect. It is absolutely essential that you clean the top of those jars before you try to do anything with sealing them. If they aren't clean on top, it's not gonna seal appropriately, and it's gonna end up being fridge pickles. The brine is onto the cans. I've cleaned the top of the cans with a dry rag, and the caps for the jars are back here getting warmed up. They're probably just about ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to pull those out with a magnet, get them on top and fitted, and then we're going to put them all back into the water bath and boil it for 20 minutes. Canning's tough to do in a rush. So look, I got the jars in there. As you can see, you got to get a boil going before you start the timer. And then you don't want it to boil hard. It's just kind of got to be a slow boil with the water bath. 20 minutes of the pickles being in there, and then you can pull them. And then you wait for them to hopefully seal when you're done. Here's the final product right there. 20 minutes of boiling. They all went down. So we had the tops cleaned. Had everything right. Those should be some pretty tasty pickles, if you're asking me. So anyway, thanks for watching the show. Like the video, subscribe if you feel like you're up for it. There's going to be plenty more content like this. We out here is all about getting your own food, preserving your own food, consuming your own food. Those are fully organic pickles, chilies from the garden, 5 quarts of pickles for the rack. Yes. We out here. Catch you on the next one.